The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the first-round pick from Alabama. First play, second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
65. Hey, exit. 42. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 42.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's got a man. It's Williams. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Carr. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. From the gun, it's Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now a first carry from Giovanni Bernard. The tackle made by Benson Mayowa.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
I can't believe they even let you play.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Hands up, ladies! 59. Here we go. Hands up!
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Carr now to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On 2nd down now, Richard. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He really tried to thread that down the seam.
Yeah, he tried to rip that one, didn't he? But a throw with that velocity, necessary when you're trying to hit a quick hitter like that one. Timing execution has to be perfect. Unfortunately for him, that one fell to the ground.
Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
Hey, foxtrot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Drop deep. Easy. Kill. Hey, Charlie.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Down. 185. 29. Hey, team 6.
From the 25 on second down. Carr. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Hunter Renfrow. His second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On second down, here's Mixon. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Passing again. Dalton on second and 10. He gets this one to Boyd. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Dalton's pass complete to Green. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43. So we have now seen connection number 1 between Dalton and Adriel Jeremiah, A.J. Green.
Say that again?
Adriel Jeremiah.
Look at you. You are full of knowledge and information. And you know something? I bet Andy Dalton learned his full name as well, because he figured out quickly, this is going to be my number 1 target. I got to know this guy in a big way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. So Dalton now. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. First and 10 at the 19. Andy Dalton. Open man is Ross, complete. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. Dalton now to pass. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Carr and the Raiders come up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On on the ground. It's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Caught by Jones. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. When are these quarterbacks going to learn? You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Space to maneuver at the 40. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. Well, what made that toss out to the right so successful? Because it looked pretty easy.
A belief in the play.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football.